So the first detail that almost everyone gets wrong about style is that the color black matches everything. You see, first up, black isn't even a color in the scientific sense. As I'm sure many of you guys know, black is actually the absence of color. However, black is treated as a color because it behaves consistently and it's used purposely. But back to the point that a lot of people think black matches everything because it's often classified as a neutral, which with other colors like white, tan, navy, and gray traditionally pair well with a wide range of colors. Well, the issue here isn't that black isn't a neutral, it just happens to be one of the starkest neutrals. And by that, I mean a color that creates contrast with the other colors around it. Now, for certain colors that you pair with black, like white, gray, red, cobalt, royal blue, gold, the color black works exceptionally well when you're pairing with these colors. However, there are a lot of colors that black just doesn't work well with. The family of colors known as pastels, which include light pink, baby blue, mint. For all of these colors, black is overpowering, it provides too much contrast, and instead pairing them with a medium gray would be a much smarter choice. Another poor combination with black is going to be navy. And the combination in particular I'm talking about here is when a guy tries to wear a black pair of pants with a navy blazer or vice versa. It just never looks right. It's close, but something is off. We can see the color difference and it just looks like a mismatched outfit. And building right off that, the next style detail that everyone seems to get wrong, that black can't be worn with brown. Well, to disprove that, check out this combination. Notice how the sole of this shoe is black, the upper is a medium brown. And the combination of the two, timeless classic, absolutely stunning. Now, the interesting thing about this one is I can trace its origins back to a shoe polish campaign that started around the year 1910. Apparently, you had companies creating this rule that you can't wear black with brown so that they could sell more shoes and sell more shoe polish. And while we're on the subject of shoes, what about the rule about no brown shoes after 5 p.m.? Again, it's an old Edwardian tradition whenever men would get dressed up for dinner and wear black ties. So guess what? When you're wearing a tuxedo, there are prescribed rules. One of them is you wear black polished shoes or slippers, believe it or not. But the point is, this rule is outdated. You can wear brown shoes anytime you want. Now, what about the belt rule? You know the one I'm talking about, where leathers have to match leather. So if you've got black shoes, you need to wear a black belt. So straight up, this one is less of a rule than it is a guideline. In the case of black shoes, yes, a black belt I just think looks better. And for most men that just want to look good, not think about this a whole lot, the guideline of matching leathers is a simple and trusted one to follow. But it starts to lose its applicability when you either start to wear belts as an accessory or you start bringing in different color combinations of shoes, such as a variety of different shades of brown, or perhaps a pair of shoes in a variety of colors, or in lesser worn colors like blue, olive, and even gray. Well, in this case, the guideline should be your belt should complement your shoes. It doesn't have to match them exactly. Example, if you choose to wear a pair of white leather sneakers, you don't have to wear a white belt. Not only is a white belt hard to find, but it'll probably create too much contrast around the waistline. Now, instead, you could just wear a belt that works with your outfit, maybe matches the trousers, or in a lighter color like light blue or light tan, or just look to have fun with your belt. Maybe go with a color combination that has white, red, and blue, or completely change it up by going with a color that has high contrast and stands out. Now, gents, with all this talk about belts, let's bring in today's sponsor, Anson Belt and Buckle. And gents, for over a decade, I've been wearing Anson Belt and Buckle because I love what this company does. Their innovative micro-adjust technology gives you the most comfortable belt fit you are going to find out there. Seriously, any belt that uses that old technology, the belt hole, look at the distance between those holes, a solid inch. So they can only adjust by an inch, right? But with Anson's micro-adjust technology, these belts can adjust to 1/4 of an inch. And another thing I love, you don't have to worry about sizing. All Anson belts are cut to fit. And speaking of straps, guys, if you haven't been over to their website lately, look at all the different options they've got for you. All the different colors, different patterns, different materials. And of course, all these straps are interchangeable with their buckles. I've talked about this before. You guys know I love interchangeability. The fact that you can have 3 straps, you can have 3 buckles, and instead of having 3 belts, no, you've got 9 different combinations. And that's why, gents, if you're looking to get started, the best deal is going to be their box collection. With their box collection, you get to choose 3 straps and 2 buckles with a 6th piece available as an add-on. And having said that, if you've got everything, then check out their stash straps. This is Anson's money belt. It's incredibly comfortable to wear, and hidden on the belt is a discreet 12-inch zipper where you can stash money or copies of important documents, and rest assured, nobody is going to find it. So gents, go check out Anson. I'm putting the link in the description of today's video. Guys, I've talked about this company for over a decade. I know them personally. Make sure to sign up for their email list. Occasionally, they got flash sales up to 20% off on their email list, and on their text club up to 30% off on occasion. And that's why I've supported them for so long. So go check them out, guys. Use that link in the description of today's video. Go check out Anson Belt and Buckle. Awesome company, proud to support them. So the next detail that everyone gets wrong about style is that baggy clothing hides weight. It doesn't. So I get it. You got a little bit of extra weight. You want to wear clothing that feels comfortable. No problem, that makes sense. You got to dress for the body you got. That being said, when you choose clothing with excess fabric, visually, usually it adds size because it balloons around the areas in which you carry your weight. Think about those inflatable sumo suits. This is what it's doing for your silhouette. My advice here, if you're a bigger guy, you want to look for styles of clothing that are simply going to suit your body type better. An example here would be maybe moving away from jeans and low-cut trousers and instead move to higher-cut trousers that leverage the power of suspenders. Not only is a higher waist going to lengthen your leg line, by using suspenders, you're going to hold your trousers up with your shoulders, not by trying to cinch a belt around your waist. The next detail that everyone seems to get wrong is that athleisure is the same as business casual. Now, it should go without saying that hoodies, joggers, long-sleeve t-shirts made from a tech material, this is not business casual clothing. But it gets a little bit more confusing when you see classic menswear styled in performance fabrics. Now, to be straight up, I love performance gear. And in fact, a lot of my trousers nowadays are made from stretch performance fabric that not only feel good, but look good. However, when it comes to business casual, there are still some guidelines, there are still some expectations. And if you're going to bring in athleisure brands, you need to make sure that they are up to par. Now, there are some items like trousers and shirts where a lot of companies are doing it reasonably well. In that case, use your best judgment. Maybe look at your cotton shirts, compare them to those performance no iron 4-way stretch shirts, and look at the fit, look at the drape, look at the way it works with your other clothing, but don't try to force it. I've seen this with a few sports jackets made by companies like Lululemon, who does a pretty good job with their men's pants, but their jackets, there's something off on the button placement. It throws the whole fit off for my body type, and I would not equate their blazer with something coming out of a stylish menswear store. Now, speaking of performance fabrics, a lot of guys get this wrong. They think that their performance fabrics never have to be ironed and rarely have to be washed, because what, they're odor resistant? Here's the deal. The reason they're odor resistant is they have anti-odor coatings. But after about 10 washes, 50% of that coating is usually gone. And the sweat salts that are crystallizing and creating that odor, they are still going to form a lot of times. The shirt is just designed to hide the smell. You still need to wash them, and in many cases, it would help if you steamed them. Now, note that I'm not saying you have to directly iron. A lot of these performance fabrics actually would not do well with an iron, and if you do, use the lowest setting, because being made from materials like polyester, they can melt under a higher setting that you would use on cotton. But no, steaming is actually really safe and will do wonders for getting out those wrinkles that just don't seem to be disappearing now that you've had the shirt for a while. Now, this next one applies to fragrance, and the detail that everyone gets wrong here is thinking that a parfum is stronger than an eau de parfum and eau de toilette is stronger than eau fraiche. And when you see a chart like that, it just seems to make common sense, right? The parfum is going to have the highest concentration of fragrance oil. It should last the longest. It should project the farthest. And for a lot of guys in their minds, is therefore the best and always worth paying a premium for. Well, the reality is it's not that simple. It's unfortunately a bit more nuanced. First up, it depends on the fragrance, the house, the notes that they used. If we take, for example, one of the most popular men's fragrances in the world, Dior Sauvage, the parfum and eau de parfum do not project or last as long, in my opinion, as the eau de toilette. Now, in this particular case, the reason is they're not using the exact same fragrance oil. The eau de toilette uses a strong amount of ambroxan, which makes it project and seem to last forever. Another thing to think about is your own skin chemistry. How do things work with you? The temperature throughout the day? The season? Is it winter, cold, and dry outside? Or maybe you're down in South Texas where it's hot and humid. All of this is going to affect longevity, projection, and what you smell. So my advice here, if you want to find the perfect fragrance, probably watch more of my videos. No, just simply have fun. Go out there and try different fragrances. Find the one that works for you through experimentation and having fun. The next style detail that almost everyone gets wrong, they think that color is more important than fit. Well, straight up, I want to say that both of them are important, but studies clearly show that the first thing we notice about a person from a distance is their silhouette, the cut of the clothing, the way it fits on them. So when you're looking to buy clothing, before looking at the color, before looking at the pattern, before looking at the price, first determine, is this something that actually fits you? Now, I get a lot of people, they want to look at price, but remember the style theory of value. How many times you're going to wear it? How does it make you feel? Because that cheap $200 suit you only wear once for that fancy gala is going to end up costing you a lot more than that $800 suit that, you had to save for, but it looks so good on you that you found 8 more occasions that year to wear it, got compliments every time, and over the next couple years wore another dozen. So yeah, when you break out the average cost per wear, that more expensive suit actually ended up costing you less. The next thing that most people seem to get wrong about style, more accessories equal more style. This is just not true. In general, the rule I follow is keep it simple, keep it balanced. Now, personally, I wear my wedding ring on the right hand. If you know the reason, let me know in the comments. And on the left hand, I wear a fitness and sleep tracker. On the left wrist, I wear a watch. And on the rare occasion I do wear a bracelet, I would wear it on the right hand to balance things out. When it comes to necklaces, I don't wear any, but if you choose to, for a guy just starting out, you want to keep it simple. You want to choose a type of metal that works with your skin tone. The quick rule here, if you've got warmer skin tones, gold, bronze, and other variation and other metals like that are going to work for you. Now, if you've got cooler skin tones like I do, you're probably going to gravitate towards silver, white gold, or platinum. Now, this next one in particular applies to us guys, and that is most men think that style is superficial, which society in many ways still seems to push. Now, as a guy that has spent over a decade trying to change this perception, I have a lot to say on this subject, and if you want a video that tackles it, boom, right here, guys, I got you covered. If you want to know why you should care about style, I've got you covered with this video right here. I give tons of details. Yeah, I've got the data in clothes cognition. We talk about the research. If you want to learn more, guys, of why style matters, check this video out. Boom, right here.